You're watching 5 Star Live. East Tennessee's #1 post-game high school football show. Live on location from the biggest game of the week. Live interviews from the winning coaches and players, along with highlights from other big games from around Tennessee. Your host, Jesse Smithy, with decades of experience covering high school sports, and his 5-star preps team will update you on games as they become final, and will break down region outlooks and what's to come for your favorite football teams and top players. Now, get ready for the most comprehensive high school football coverage in Tennessee on 5 Star Live.
All right, everybody, welcome into our halftime report here on 5 Star Live. Jesse Smithy along with Kevin Smith. We are at Fulton High School where the Falcons trail Campbell County 14-7 in a big region game tonight. Kevin, we're going to roll the highlights here in just a minute, but there wasn't much momentum going Fulton's way into that very last play of the half. They get a touchdown pass from Tommy Sweat right there on the final play of the half. What needs to happen for Fulton to try to rally and win this game?
Yeah, they haven't had much continuity on offense at all. They've had one pretty good drive with a missed field goal, and then right there at the end, in desperation, they were able to get in the end zone. But really, the story has been Campbell County. Campbell County's been playing really good defense, tackling well in the open space, and then scoring multiple touchdowns to go up 14-7. I'll say this, though, Campbell County, I know at halftime, I know their coaches are getting on to them. They've missed a lot of opportunities because of penalties. Had an incredible onside kick they recovered, went backwards immediately on a penalty. We're on the 5-yard line. We're able to score a touchdown, but had another holding call to take them back. They actually should be up more than they are, 14-7. They're up, but they've got to be feeling a little bit where they've left a little bit of points on the board.
For Fulton's sake, as much as they struggled offensively in that first half, on that final drive, they executed, they managed the clock well.
And I think they found something here in the middle of the defense. I think if Tommy can have a little bit of time, the Fulton quarterback, I think he's got a chance to find some guys. They've got some explosive athletes they can get the ball to. I think they may have found something here they can come back in the second half. Neither team has really been able to run the football against the other team's defense.
Jared, you want to go ahead and roll the first half highlights tonight? Campbell County comes out and tries to get a little trickeration going, and Fulton's able to kind of snuff that out. And here's the opening drive for Fulton, and they're moving the ball early on, running the football well.
Yeah, they had some holes there. They were doing a good job, and again, getting their guy out here. You saw Campbell County right there blitz off the edge. They were down a gap there with their defensive players, and they ended up giving up, holding tight here in the red zone. We talked about this, Jesse, defensively. If you can hold people to field goals or get them to turn the ball over, sometimes you give them 20-20.
Yeah, I thought Fulton early on did a really good job of containing C.J. Allen, number 22, as you see there. I'm sure a great deal of their focus this week was on C.J. Allen, but he gets loose here in just a minute and does get in the open field and gets a touchdown.
Yeah, look, this defensive front for Fulton, we've talked about it for multiple weeks now. They're very impressive. They're hard to move. They're hard to run against, but I'll tell you what Campbell County did a good job of. They were trying to screen them to death early in the game. They came back and started running some traps, getting those defensive linemen running upfield, hitting them square in the ear hole, and they were finding some daylight there for touchdown.
Big mistake here for Fulton on a fourth down. They're trying to punt, and they just don't get the punt off. I think they probably had a few seconds to try and get that punt off, but Campbell County makes it pay.
Yeah, great job. Right again, holding. They tried to run a power play, running back bounced it, and every time you bounce a power play, man, you're going to get a holding call 9 times out of 10. They were able to run a little in route there and get 6.
Fulton's down 14-0. We talk about executing and managing the clock. They did that very, very well. Tommy Sweat gets a touchdown pass to Jackson there on the final play of the half. And for Fulton, they have to take that and build off of it because they've had no feel-good moments in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking really, really bleak there. Mm-hmm. And for them to get that is huge for their momentum going into halftime. I'll say this again, Campbell County, you're sitting there, you lost contain on the quarterback in a situation where that's the last thing you want. You want to make him step up in the pocket and throw it, and then you missed it barely with a tip, and then you didn't make the tackle. Mm-hmm. This, again, Campbell County's up. And they got to really regroup here, Jesse, because they had so many penalties that took them out of situations to score, and then they gave up the big play there at the half. Can they bounce back, or do they allow the last play of the half to beat them?
We'll see. A lot of teams still in that playoff picture in 5A. That's one of the reasons why we're here tonight. Fulton had kind of gotten it going a little bit, won a couple games in a row and put themselves in a position for a 5A playoff spot, but they have some work to do in this second half to go ahead and secure that. Let's look around the area tonight, some big games. Elizabethton only up 16-10 at the half on Greenville. That's an interesting game up there in 4A. Elizabethton, defending state champions, beat Greenville twice last year en route to that state championship. I think a lot of people, including me, thought Elizabethton would blow them off the field tonight.
Well, and I think you've seen the struggles of Greenville early, and so it's good to see that they're hanging in there. This is a team they really desperately need this win, and to show Elizabethton they're back.
Farragut leads Bearden at the halftime. They're at Bearden tonight, 17-10. Let's also take you around the area. Meigs County leads Oneida. That's basically a region championship, 21-10. Deshaun Bishop has 4 touchdowns tonight rushing for Carnes. They lead Heritage 27-18 at halftime. It's a nice showing so far for Carnes. Dobbins Bennett just blasting Morristown West 42-7. Oak Ridge leading Mount Juliet 20-14. In your time in Middle Tennessee, did you get to play Mount Juliet or coach against them at all?
Absolutely. We actually followed them, called a game against them against Oakland in the playoffs 2 years ago. That's a very good program. If Oak Ridge can hang on and win that football game, that is a big win for Oak Ridge. That's a 6A Mount Juliet football team that's going to contend to be a quarterfinal type semifinal team.
And Oak Ridge beat them last year, went on the road and won that game. So interesting game there. Morristown East and Volunteer tied at 21. McMinn County, big matchup next week against Maryville. They leave Cleveland 21-0 at halftime. Loudon barely beating Sweetwater 14-7. Maryville is just blowing who they got tonight? Ottawa out of the water. I think the last time I saw it was 42-0, and Alcoa up 35-0 on Kingston. So we're going to come back after the games go final tonight. We're going to have highlights from Bearden Farragut, from this game, from Mount Juliet Oak Ridge, from Hall Central last night, from Catholic and Baylor last night. And speaking of that Catholic Baylor game last night, Elijah Howard, former Webb School at Knoxville running back, now at Baylor, the Tennessee commitment, 257 yards rushing on 37 carries. We caught up with Eric Westmoreland, former Vols linebacker. He was a Mr. Football running back and linebacker from Marion County in high school. And I talked with Eric about Elijah Howard and kind of what kind of player Tennessee is going to be getting in him. So here's that interview from last night with former Vol Eric Westmoreland. Eric, first off, you being back here in Knoxville, what's that feel like for you?
Feels good. Feels good to come back to Knoxville, play against some guys that coach for Catholic that I know personally. They got a good squad, and it's always a good game when we play them.
Elijah Howard's a kid that we got to see for a couple of years up here. How has he progressed and developed now that he's been down at Baylor for a couple of years now?
I mean, he's a top-notch athlete. He's very elusive, strong kid. We've just given him a little bit of tools, and he's just ran with it.
You being a former running back yourself, do you ever find yourself helping him in any regard, in any kind of way, offensively, anything like that on his side of the ball now?
Well, we were totally two different type runners,
right?
But he doesn't need much help. He's one of those guys who, he's got cat-like reflexes. He's got eyes in the back of his head. I've never seen him just take a flush hit. So you can't teach that stuff.
Yeah, I heard coaches at half kind of telling him to be patient, that his times were coming, and you could see it in the second half. He remained patient, and he made some big runs tonight.
Yeah, he had some big runs, and one of the things he does very well is he listens to, the coaches telling him to be patient, and once he hits the gas, he can go to the house at any time.
Located in Anderson County, just off of I-75 at exit 122, Rocky Top Realty stands ready to give our clients a real estate experience like no other. While we are located in Anderson County, we work in all of Knoxville and the surrounding areas. Our staff will get to know you and your real estate needs. We will work in tandem with you to achieve your forever home, build site, vacation home, or investment goal. Find us online at rockytophomeinfo.com or give us a call at 865-498-0813.
When you shop at Elliott's, your journey is our purpose.
North Knox Siding and Windows is a complete exterior home improvement company that can help you with all your exterior needs. Visit us today at 5618 North Broadway.
Since 1945, the John H. Coleman Company has been serving the East Tennessee area. We wouldn't have made it for 75 years without the experience and hard work of our quality employees. When it comes to heating and air conditioning, our goal is to make your experience stress-free, whether buying a new unit or servicing your current equipment. The way we do that is making sure you have the information you need to make the right decision. East Tennessee is our home, too. We've proudly served you for 75 years and look forward to serving you for many years to come. John H. Coleman Company, trusted since 1945.
The great ones make the plays. The dedicated ones never quit. Weekend warrior or professional, all athletes get hurt. And when you do, Tennessee Orthopedic Clinic's comprehensive sports medicine team is ready to take you on. The power of results.